college football fans have taken to chanting F Joe Biden in the stands. This is during games. And Saturday marked the second straight weekend of presidential taunts. Old Rose Sports identified at least 4 instances of the chants F Joe Biden at college games. During the weekend of September 4, 2021, the chants broke out at Coastal Carolina University, Virginia Tech, Auburn University, and Texas A&M. The chant broke out again amid the student section of the Auburn-Alabama State game on September 11. Donald Trump Jr. predicted that this trend will continue. He said the Biden presidency has gotten so bad that the media can't run cover for him anymore. Even at this last week's 9/11 event that took place, do you know Barack Obama spoke? Do you know Joe Biden spoke? I'm sorry, do you know President Bush spoke? You know who didn't speak this week?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden didn't speak this week. And they say it's one of 2 reasons. Republicans are saying he didn't speak because everybody was going to boo him and he was going to get destroyed. Like, the fact that their team doesn't want to say anything. Even Democrats are saying they just thought it wouldn't be a good look for him to talk right now. It's better off for him to just kind of take it easy. But what do you think about these chants? Chanting your president, F Joe Biden. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad look? What do you think?
And I'm going to remove my any biases whatsoever, but the same shit was happening at different places regarding Donald Trump 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron called him a chump.
Okay, so let's stop making this a big... I'm not saying we are, but cool, drunk college kids in the South are screaming or F Joe Biden. Cool. Liberals in Boston were doing the same thing for Trump. This is such a non-story for me. It's the same thing that happened a few years ago.
Is it a good thing, though?
Or
is it irrelevant? It's like freedom of speech, do it. If you want to do it, go for it. Who gives a shit? Okay, got it.
Drunk college kids in the South at a football game.
Do you have a strong, different opinion?
Look, man, I think what you're seeing, again, is the stratification of... Look, when you have Xi Jinping Biden get on air on Thursday and threaten the entire country, he gets on and he threatens duly elected, fairly elected governors. If you won't do what I say, and if you won't subjugate your citizens in the way I demand, I will get you out of the way. My patience is wearing thin. This isn't about your freedom. You know what? Double barrel 2 of these to you, Xi Jinping Biden. And I'm saying this as a guy that hated George Bush. I know everybody thinks I'm like a right-wing guy on this, but like I hated George Bush. To me, George Bush was the second worst president of all time behind Buchanan. Buchanan is the worst president of all time by far. All right, he let the country fall apart. He basically gave up in his in his term. He was like, screw it, I don't want to deal with this. And he let the country rip in half. Thank God for Abraham Lincoln following him, okay? Then Bush inherits a surplus and turns it into a deficit and gets us into a war that costs us $300 million a day. George Bush inherited a surplus. People don't want to give Clinton credit. We left us with a surplus. Okay,
him and Newt.
We're talking about Janet Yellen raising. We had a surplus in our lifetime. Like it's like we act like this is insane.
By the way, that's why I became, I guess, a fan of Democrats. I thought Clinton was a G, and I was a fan.
And Bush was objectively horrible, and the fact that Bush speaks at 9/11 doesn't sit with me very well either, to be honest with you. But
you can't say that. Pat is a big fan of George Bush. He's friends with him.
God bless him.
They write letters to each other. Pat would probably have a different opinion.
George Bush needs to...
You did meet George W. Bush. You did think he was a great guy.
But listen, this is not about whether I get along with anybody I agree or disagree with. For the most part, I get along with anybody. It doesn't matter. I sit down, I can talk to anybody. No, this isn't about that. This is about... Is this a good idea for this to be taking place? For me, it tells me a couple different things. I've never liked it to get to that point. Never, to make that be okay. I was so furious when, what's his name said, hey, chump, he wasn't going to come anyways. No, when he said, hey, chump, he wasn't going to come anyways. And LeBron called the president, hey, chump. And Durant said, I'm not going to the White House. And then Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman went back and forth. And Will Cain disagreed with both of them. Will Cain ended up getting fired. Now he's got a job at Fox News. Anyways, I'm not a fan of what's going on here. But what it does tell you is the following.
Wait, because it's disrespectful or...
Will Cain said, you should respect the office. Yeah, but these guys are like, well, Anyways, here's where I go with this. What I go with this is demographics, marketing. It tells you who the NBA fan is, who the audience is. It tells you what college football is. College football is a conservative fan base, if that's what they're saying.
Well, in the South, Pat,
by the way, these are not small markets.
Virginia, Texas A&M.
I'm sorry, you're not talking about
universities, though, bro.
Virginia Tech is not a Republican university, buddy. Virginia Tech, you're saying, is a Republican university?
No, I'm just saying it's in the South. Auburn University, Coastal Carolina.
Oh, it's in the South. That
Drunk-
mean, it doesn't matter. It's
Drunk-
not LA.
You're saying drunk.
It's not
Wait,
LA.
wait,
It
So
don't
to
matter.
you, a university in the South, automatically
No,
everybody's going to
everybody
be
in the South is
categorized?
I'm
stupid
saying-
and everything.
That's not what I'm saying, Gerard.
Oh, it's in the
I'm
South.
saying-
It's
I'm-
in the South. We could disregard
Are
it.
we not aware of the South usually votes Republican? You're a smart guy. You know this
But
already.
university
Yeah.
is different because university, people don't go to university from the city there, and people come from all across the country. So it's not like
Touche.
it's yeah.
Asheville,
But-
every city in the South is a
All
try
I'm
too
saying
hard
to
blue
you is,
city.
all I'm saying to you is, it's the audience that's doing it. It's interesting. That's all I'm saying. The audience that's doing it is interesting. I've never been a fan. I don't care if it's Joe, Trump. I don't think.
I know
I'm
we got
not
to
a
wrap
fan.
up here.
Yeah.
I want to get your. We can obviously do Monday morning quarterback next time. Something we've been talking about for over a year now. The Gavin Newsom recall is today.
Yep.
Do you have any strong feelings or prognostications on this?
There's a lot of things you're hearing from both sides. The one side is saying there's no way it's going to happen. Obama, Pelosi, everybody showed up to save Newsom. Everybody's commenting. On the other side, Larry Elder, California has 5 million more Democrats than Republicans.
Yeah.
You need to know the stats on that as well. In the recall side, a bunch of Republicans that were going and voting, they said, you already voted. I was like, I didn't vote. And so this lady's asking, 5 other ladies that were in the voting place, like, did you guys, it said I voted, but I didn't vote. Are you Democrat or Republican? We're Republican. Well, wait a minute, you're Republican. It said the machine that you already voted. Yeah, but we didn't vote. So, again, going back to some of the stuff that's taking place there, you think they're going to let Newsom...
Well,
There's
I
only
don't
two
know.
times this has happened in the history of America, I think. One of them is Davis, and the other one is
Yeah.
some
Ray
I don't know
Davis.
who the other person was.
Maybe
Yeah.
we have Governor Meet Kevin Paffrath on again when he went. Him and Gerard might go to lunch.
I think him and
threaten-
Gerard need to do a
Yes.
podcast together.
We'll do a
with
podcast
Melanie.
Would
right
work out
outside
well.
of one of his super happy, fun time concentration camps.
I think he's necessary for California, FYI.
Real quick, I know you got to leave. You actually asked an incredible question yesterday. If Tupac was alive today,
Yeah.
50th birthday was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Where do you think Tupac would stand today in today's?
I think
he was
I
very
think,
loud.
I think he'd be one of the biggest voices in America. I think he'd be one of the biggest voices. But he would either be an AOC type of person,
think
because
so.
he could be an AOC type of
think so.
person. I see that happen. But it depends. If he made a lot of wealth, he may be a Jay-Z type of person. I just don't think for Tupac.
He would definitely be a BLM type of person.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
That's without a doubt.
So-
I think he'd be very BLM, and I think he'd be very, very AOC until this moment. He's so anti-authority, and he is so anti-establishment. I think this last 18
Would have
months...
kinda pissed him off.
And he could have been
But
a catalyst.
You got to realize he also said a lot of stuff about his own side. So he wasn't one that was afraid to push back on his own community. He was not one that...
He would be a very interesting person.
Well, there
I
is
mean,
a
are
chance.
you kidding me? The song he wrote about...
Hit him up.
Not hit him up. The song
Brenda's
he wrote
Got a
about
Baby?
Brenda's Got a Baby. I mean, that's
Changes?
talking about the
Yeah.
community. Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
guys,
there
I gotta
is- there
go.
is
No,
a
no, I
chance
can't
he's
do
still
this.
alive.
300
I gotta
million.
go. I gotta go. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.